started. Okay, we are live. Hey, 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 and welcome. So, for those of you who do not know me, I am Jennifer J, and I own Premier Business Systems. And yes, it has been a minute since you guys have seen me. So, I am coming back. Today, we are talking about proactive systems for Black Friday, right? So it is officially 65 days to Black Friday. So let me introduce myself for those of you who do not know me. Hey, El Elian. My name is Jennifer J. I am the owner of Premier Business Systems, and businesses hire me to give them back a minimum of 20 hours per week by streamlining their business systems and automations while still allowing their business to run independent of them. Okay, and so today we're going to go through some strategies for making sure that you are being proactive and not reactive in your business, especially when it comes to Black Friday, which is 65 days away. So, not only Black Friday, but then you have Small Business Saturday, then you have Cyber Monday. So, there are a lot of opportunities that you don't want to miss and that you want to make sure that you're prepared for when it comes to that bulk of time, right? Okay. So, the first thing we want to talk about is if you're living in a bubble and don't know what Black Friday is, maybe you don't, I don't know. But it is the most revenue intensive day of the year, right? It is the most revenue intensive day of the year. So, why can't we take advantage of the revenue intensive day of the year, right? And I don't mean these little, what do they call them? Clickbait? Clickbait. Hey. I don't mean clickbait. Anything that I talk about is going to be sustainable business growth. Anything that I talk about are going to be sustainable strategies. I'm not here to give you tips to inject quick cash into your business. That's not what we're doing. We're talking about real business strategies, sustainable growth, and making sure that your business can withstand it. So that's why it's September and we're talking about November, because that is what you're supposed to be thinking about as a business owner. Right. And so if you plan proactively for these things, you can anticipate any pitfalls, what could go wrong, link issues, website crashes, customer service bottlenecks, and you can make sure that once you go live, things are working and you're not missing out on opportunities and revenue because you're being reactive and not proactive. Okay. Now, one of the things that I want to make sure that you understand is that you want to make sure that you create a smooth customer journey, because the customers are what's going to bring you in that revenue. And so you want to map out how you want that to look. How do you want your customer journey to look from beginning to end? So, from the start of them engaging with your business to the purchase and beyond, right? Hopefully, there is no end because you want to create lifetime value customers, which means they stay and they keep purchasing from you. Now, everybody is not going to be your customer, and it's okay. It is okay. It is not personal. It is okay. All right. I want you to know it's okay, because everybody can't go where you're going. And as you transform your business, you transform as a person, you transform as a business owner. You don't stay the same. It's just like they say when you go to church, you come one way, but you're not going to stay that way. So, as a business owner, you do transition into better, right? You transition into understanding what real business practices are. So let me give you an example. I don't like AT&T, y'all. So AT&T, major conglomerate, major, but miss a payment, they will cut off your phone, and they don't care. They want all of their money right then and there, right? They don't care that your phone is off. They don't care what you're going through. They have the business practices set up so that when that thing is shut off, no one can turn it back on, right? And so these are the business practices that we want to look at and model because they're successful, right? Even though they have that practice. So how do you be proactive? You turn on auto pay and stop missing that payment, right? That's what you do. Another example of business practices, ClickFunnels. I forgot to turn off ClickFunnels, right? So I turn ClickFunnels on, I turn ClickFunnels off because some of my customers may need it. I may work with vendors who only work in ClickFunnels, and I may have them build me a funnel, and then I transfer it over to high level. Well, I forgot to turn it off until I saw that $97 come out. And I was like, dang, Russell got me again. So I tried it. I tried to hit their support up and ask for a refund. They was like, yeah, but we can cancel your subscription so you won't be billed further. Russell Brunson don't care. Why should we? Right? So these are the things that we need to put in place in our businesses. So number one, for this holiday season, please, please make sure that you have your terms and conditions, your refund policies, your privacy policies, and all of your policies set up for your business, because as I just mentioned, those business practices of AT&T and ClickFunnels and many more are set in stone and they follow them. So that's one of the big things that maybe we as independent business owners do. We don't follow our own business practices. We have to set those practices in place and we have to follow them. So when we have this mass introduction of customers and traffic coming for Black Friday, we want to make sure that we have all our ducks in a row. So remember, we're talking about being proactive and not reactive. Okay. So the first thing I want you to understand is if you don't have terms and conditions on your site, if you don't have a privacy policy, if you don't have a refund policy, you need to go get that now. It is 65 days away. You have time. You should have it anyway for your business. And that's for any business. I'm not just talking about service based businesses, I'm talking about all businesses. All businesses should have these policies in place. Okay. So, um, now what we want to talk about is, and I have to have notes, guys, because if you know me, you know I will ramble. So if you see me looking down, I'm not being rude. I'm reading my notes to make sure I stay on track. All right. So we want to talk about the role of systems in being proactive. All right. So systems, if you have the proper systems in place, you will be able to streamline your operations with well designed systems, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean automating the things that you shouldn't be doing. Number 1, if someone wants to work with you, it should be easy for you to allow that person to work with you. Meaning they should be able to click a link and they should be able to go through the process, not email or DM you and then you have to get back to them and then you missed the opportunity because they moved on to someone else, right? So you want to make sure that these things are automated so that when someone comes to work with you, they are able to just click a link, go through the process. Now, when they click this link and go through the process, you need to leave that process alone. So you set it up and you allow them to go through the process and not interfere. The purpose of putting these things in place is for you to be free of that. It's for you to be free of those practices, right? To get you away from the manual task that you are doing in your business that you shouldn't be doing as the business owner. So, as the business owner, you should be networking. You should be going live like I'm going live. You should be drawing more business back to the business, not checking email, signing people up, onboarding them into your services, sending out links, using Cash App. All of these things you should not be doing. And that's not going to work for Black Friday. It's not going to work for when you market and you advertise, which we'll get to next. When you market and you advertise, that's not going to work. Yes, yes, you definitely need to be going live about the Technology Business Challenge. Um, so what we want to do is to make sure that we have these things in place. But you're in a good place because it's September. We're talking about November. You have time and don't rush it. One of the biggest mistakes that I see, witness, and I become a part of is business owners rushing. Rushing. Listen, if you rush the setup of your automation, 9 times out of 10, something is going to fail. If you don't give it enough time, then you're setting yourself up to have these pitfalls, these crashes, these misdirects, all of these things, right? I give you an example of someone who I know who hired someone to set up their systems and they paid them on Fiverr. Now, let me explain something about Fiverr. If the people who are on Fiverr, they are good. They're just good at what you tell them to do. If you don't know what to tell them, it's not them, it's you. So the people who I work with on Fiverr, I give them instructions on what I need them to do because I know what to tell them. But if you hit them up and you say, "Listen, I need to set up this challenge. Do you know how to do challenges?" Of course they're going to say yes. Okay, I need to set this challenge up and I need this challenge to be set up in 1 week. Okay, they're going to set it up. Here's your offer and we're going to set that up. What you're missing with that is the strategy. They don't think strategically. They just think task oriented, right? And so they do what you tell them to do. And so if you say, "This is my business, this is what I do," okay, the people come in, these are the options I'm going to have for them to purchase, and they'll just set that up. You don't know that it's inefficient. You don't know that it's missing things because they're not the expert, right? And so when we think about systems, it's an investment. It's not an expense. It is an investment. Just like marketing is an investment, ads is an investment. These things are investments in your business because if done right, they'll continue to run and make you money over and over and over again if you have them set up right. Okay. So, also, it's an investment in you because it's going to reclaim your time. So it's going to reclaim your time because now you're applying automation to these things that you are doing manually. Um, I think about one of my clients who is out here killing it. Before they came to me, they have absolutely no systems. They are going live with no systems and saying, yo, send me your phone, text me on their personal phone, text me your name, email address, and phone number. I'm gonna sign you up for this master class I'm doing on Thursday. No systems. This is what I'm talking about. I love this client because you are out here getting it. No excuses, right? So now what do you think is going to happen once the systems that we're putting in place for this client is set? Oh, it's nothing but up because number one, we're going to increase the capacity of what this client can take on. Then we're going to increase the revenue because now the revenue is just here instead of them having to chase people for money. If you say, okay, I'm going to set this up for monthly, you're going to pay me monthly. And every month you're sending them an invoice or you're sending them a message to say, hey, I need you to pay me. Hey, I need you to pay me. No, we shouldn't have to do that. We should set those things up in our system. Now, I know people are going to say, I don't like Stripe. I don't like PayPal. I don't like this. I don't like that. It doesn't matter what you like. Like I just said, I don't like AT&T, but if I want to have a phone that works, I have to deal with them right now. Okay? So it doesn't matter. And yes, Stripe takes out a bunch of fees. Yes, they do. So that's the cost of doing business. You have to pay. We're business owners. So you have to pay. And right now, they've cornered the market. They are the ones who are attaching themselves to all of these systems. So most systems integrate directly with Stripe and can be automated. It we just have to make sure we're doing things properly. So when we talk about Stripe, set your Stripe up right. Make sure that everything matches. Make sure that you are putting in your business information, your business EIN, your business website. You're telling them what you're doing for business, and they're able to go check it if they need to. Okay, so that's my little that's my little spill on that. Okay, now what I want to talk about is just being prepared for Black Friday. What can you do to be prepared for Black Friday? The first thing that you could do is if you know that you cannot set your systems up, hire someone to do it and give them time to do it, which means this is something you need to be looking at right now because you still have to market. So you don't want to say, you don't want to hit this person up and say, oh, I need this ready for Black Friday on that day. No, you need it ready before that because you need to be marketing and proactively sending out messaging that you're going to have these things and these offers and this is launching. Look at how movies do for when their movies premiere, right? They do a trailer. Look at Barbie. Let's just look at the marketing for Barbie. I still haven't seen that movie. I need to go see it. Somebody asked me where have I been. I moved from one side of Hotlanta to another, and it was a lot. So, but if we look at the marketing for Barbie, man, that stuff is everywhere. Even Progressive is doing little skits about the Barbie movie. So we knew this Barbie movie was coming way before the Barbie movie launched, right? And so by the time the Barbie movie launched, everybody's like, oh my God, I gotta see it. Oh my God, I gotta go see it. If we look at how movies drop their marketing, that's how we should be marketing our businesses, especially for Black Friday, especially for Black Friday. So I'm not saying create a trailer. You can if you're dope and you have the means to do that. We have AI now. You can DID it, Synthesia did, Canva did. You can do all. You can do it. You just had to sit still and do it, or pay someone to do it. It's either you're going to pay in money or you're going to pay in time. But in business, you have to invest. You're going to have to invest money and you're going to have to invest time. So, in order for us to be prepared for Black Friday, you need to be thinking about these things now. Either you need to invest in someone else to set these things up so you can continue to do the things that the business owner should be doing, which is marketing, networking, going live. If you don't have to go live if you don't want to, that if that's not your business model, then don't do it. But if you know that going live works, then go live. So, should you be on the back end working? No, not really, because if you set your automation and your systems up, they should be working for you, right? So, the first thing we want to do is a systems audit. What is a systems audit, Jen? We want to undercover boss our systems. I used to do a segment called Undercover Boss Your Systems. I'll probably bring that back. Undercover boss your systems means I'm looking at all of my processes and finding the holes. So if you're looking at, okay, let's look at this service line. When they get, when they sign up, what's happening? Okay, what do I want to happen? And then you need to put that in place. So you need to look at each of your service lines to make sure that what's happening is supposed to be happening and that the customer journey is good. And if you don't know if the customer journey is good, ask your customers. My customers tell me all the time, I'll be like, oh my God, okay, let me fix it. Because I'm always tinkering with stuff and breaking stuff and creating havoc. But if I don't do that, I wouldn't be great to be able to tell you not to do it, right? So, just like prime example, one of my customers said, Jen, I keep clicking on this link and I keep getting this error. I'm trying to go through the onboarding modules. I said, you know how long that's been broke? No one has said anything. That means they haven't been going through it. So I fixed it. What the problem was I wanted to create the video instead of the video being there. So I created the video and I put it in there. But this is a prime example of listen to your customers because they're the ones who pay you, right? They're the ones who you need to listen to, not what you think, it's what they want. It's not what you think, it's what they want. So if they tell you what they want, if you know it's something that you can't do, then you just have to say, well, shoot, I can't do that. I'm gonna have to send you over here to someone else, right? Um, so do a systems audit or lack of systems. So you're looking at your current systems and lack of systems. Now, when you do the systems audit, you want to make a determination. How am I going to change this? What do I need to do to change this? You have time because if you're putting out offers for Black Friday or if you're launching something for Black Friday, you want to make sure that it's going to work. Number two, scalability test. So, what's a scalability test? That is conducting a stress test on your system. So, you should be testing your systems anyway before you launch and go live. That's just a given. Do not do it and not test it. Because guess who's done that and made those mistakes? Right? So, one of the things in automation, right? If you set up automation, and what automation is simply, it happens with little or no manual input. So, if we set up a workflow, which a workflow is just a series of steps and actions that you want to happen. Okay, so what could a workflow be? A workflow could be I want to send an email to everyone who opts in to my 30 tasks you can automate today lead magnet. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up that workflow to say, hey, when they put their information in this form, I want them to go through this workflow. And that workflow can be a series of emails. I want to just drip you a little bit of greatness every day, right? And so I'm going to set it up and I'm going to say, send this email. I'm going to put the email in there. And then I'm going to say, wait 1 day. And then I'm going to keep doing that for however long I want that to go on, right? Well, one day I did that and I was sending this to my list. Now I was putting my email list in a workflow because I wanted to drip them a specific campaign. I had a specific campaign I was running and I wanted to drip this to them over the series of 7 days. I didn't test it. I didn't test it. And what do you think happened? Oh, I can't listen. Shout out to anybody who is on my email list and you deal with my shenanigans. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. That doggone thing shot out, I think, 4 emails and 4 texts all at once because I didn't test it, right? Now, some people unsubscribe, like, I'm done with this foolishness. And the one person though, because I probably would have unsubscribed too. Well, not me, because I would have been sending that person a message like, "Hey, do you need my services?" Just like when I see someone's email come and it still has the placeholder text for first name. I've made that mistake more than once. That's why I'm the expert and know how not to make that mistake. But when I see that, I said, "Okay, I am going to reach out to them and give them a little tip on how to fix that, right? Either they'll take the tip, I help them, or they'll hire me. Whatever. But you want to make sure that you're testing these things. So the way that you stress test is you can use different software. It's a software called Web Load that will test volumes to your systems. Now, this stuff is not free. I'm not, remember in the beginning, I told you I talk about sustainable practices. You do have to pay for it, but you can stress test your systems that way so that you know where the breakdown is. If it can sustain the traffic or if you need to make adjustments. So, what you do is with WebLoad, WEBLOAD, you have it send honest traffic, excuse me, and it'll send you a report on what it found. Right. Um, that's just another level of stress testing your systems. Inventory for my t-shirt businesses, my candle businesses. Hey Darius, my seafood businesses. Make sure you have enough inventory. Get it now. We are 65 days out. You have time to stock up. Make sure that you have your suppliers on deck, that they're ready. If you're using drop shipping methods, make sure that that system is tight and it can handle multiple orders at one time. Talk to your vendors. You need to have these conversations now if you know that you're launching something for the Black Friday season. Make sure you have those conversations now. Make sure your inventory management system is up to date and stocked to meet the demand, right? So, you know what pisses people off around that time is when they go to order something and it's out of stock. Well, when is it going to be back in stock? Oh, January. What? So definitely make sure that you guys have your stock ready so that when those other guys run out, you're ready, right? So you want to always be ahead and think ahead. This next one is so very important and no one thinks about this. Customer support. Making sure your customer support is on deck. Because if you think about it, some people are just looking for deals. They're looking for deals, even business owners. So I know for a fact around this time, Dubsado comes out with their lifetime deal plan, right? And so sometimes, if that's something that you do consistently, people are looking for that. They're ready. And so they're moving really fast. And they may make a mistake. They may put in the wrong email address. They may put in the wrong card number. There's a myriad of things that could happen. You want to make sure that you have your customer support ready. So, one of the things that you can do for customer support is if you have G Suite, hopefully you do, or you could do this with Microsoft Outlook, you can create a customer support email just for that, right? You don't have to pay for the email, it can be an alias. So if you don't have staff or a team, you can have that dump into one email inbox. So create the alias, support at whatever, and have that alias will go into your one email inbox. What I just had my customer do was create that, and now I want you to create a label. So you want to create a label that says customer support, and then you are going to filter those messages into that customer support label. So in G Suite, that will create on the side, where it says labels, a little label which acts as a folder. Now, if you're using Microsoft Outlook, you can do this and just have it go into the folder. Microsoft has folders, but G Suite has labels. And so now, to be able to use this as a customer support system that doesn't stress your inbox, you can filter those messages so that they go into that customer support label, and you can just continue to check that customer support label, and you're not stressed out by your inbox. So if you don't know what I mean, I've been out so long. Let's see. I do have a G Suite label video on how to do that. So I will put my link tree back up. I took my link tree down. I will put my link tree back up, and you can enroll into that program. But that's customer support is huge. If you have the budget, hire somebody just for that time. Hire a VA just for that time. But don't hire them the day before and expect them to be able to manage. Hire them probably about, maybe give them at least like 2 weeks or something. Because hopefully you have your SOPs in place on how they should be answering their emails. That's a whole nother live. I'm not going to get into that right now. All right, and we already talked about the payment processor. So, one thing I do want to say is if you do not have a payment processor right now, you need to get one right now. Because what you don't want to do is get a payment processor right before you launch, and now all of these transactions are coming through. It's going to look suspicious. So, what you can do is get your payment processors now, Stripe, um, and set it up. Also, you can reach out. Let's just say your payment, you haven't been processing a lot of payments, and your payment processor is new. You can reach out to them, to their customer support, and say, "Hey, I'm gonna be running this sale. I just want to make sure it's not going to cause any holds. It may be like a lot of traffic, blah 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 blah." At least that's going to be on record that you reached out, and they're not going to think that it's suspicious, and so they won't, hold your money. I'm not saying they're not going to hold your money. They may, I don't know, but it'll allow them to give you some grace. So that's just a tip, so that you make sure that you're not looking suspicious. All right, backup, data backup. Please, if you do not have any type of backup and data backup for your business, you need to get that immediately. It's so many cybersecurity attacks, and they really, really get busy around that time, right? Because people are spending money. They know people have money. So make sure you're protected as the business owner on for your data, the backup, make sure your transactions are safe, and you have all your ducks in a row. Okay. All right. And so I want to talk about the last thing, strategies for offers. So, strategies for offers. If you don't have anything that you could offer, if you're not ready to put out a holiday sale, this would be an amazing time to build a list. You can start building your list with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, so that you can launch afterward, right? One of the things I just talked about was lifetime offers. So let's just say I run a sale on my CRM software, a lifetime offer. And I say, okay, I'm gonna run a lifetime offer, meaning you have the software for a lifetime. You pay me once and you have the software for a lifetime. Every Black Friday. I just told you Dubsado does it around that time. Every November they do a lifetime offer. I think I saw them do one before that, but in my mind, since I've been with them, I know that that's what they do. Now, do I use Dubsado now? No, because I use Go High Level. So, but I know their business practices, right? Because maybe I want to adopt that business practice. Maybe I want to say, okay, listen, I'm gonna offer my CRM system a lifetime, but I'm only going to allow 5 people to take me up on that offer. It's a good offer, right? It's a good offer. And so just imagine that someone doesn't have to pay a monthly fee for a CRM system. What's a CRM system? I'm glad you asked. A CRM system is a customer relationship management system. If you don't have one, you need one because you should be viewing your reports, viewing what you're bringing in, what's going out. You should be looking at your customer journey so that you can make decisions. So you can say, listen, something is wrong with this page because people are going to it, but they're not opting in. So the traffic is going there, but they're stopping right there. So what's wrong with the page that's not allowing them to continue to go further? Or I just talked about workflows and automations. See a CRM system that has the marketing automation part of it, which Go High Level does. So if you want Go High Level, you can get a 14-day trial affiliate for $97 using my link. I'll drop it in the comments below the video. Um, but with that, you get everything that you normally would be paying for, right? And it has the automation piece. Now, one of the things that it also has is the adoption of chat GPT and AI bots and all of those things incorporated into the system as well. So that's another thing if you've been engaging with any of my posts. So I am posting every day business failures, what businesses failed because they didn't adopt the systems that they needed to adopt to move forward. So today my post talked about Blockbuster and how Blockbuster failed to buy Netflix. So they failed to buy Netflix, and where are they now? Who has a Blockbuster video? Who has a Blockbuster tape still? I mean, they're gone, right? Because they had the opportunity to buy Netflix and they didn't. And so now they're gone. So I just want to make sure that you don't make those mistakes. So we want to make sure we have the right strategy set up for our business model. We want to make sure they're sustainable. We want to make sure that they are not clickbaits. I don't talk about clickbaits. I don't promote clickbaits. I don't set up clickbaits. So, if you're looking for clickbaits, you have to go somewhere else. I'm teaching you how to have sustainable business practices so that your business can stay around and grow over a period of time, and how you the business owner should be operating, what practices you should be following. If you need to take on strategic partnerships to do that, all of those things. So for the holidays, lifetime offers you can do. You can build your list if you don't have it. Um, of course, you can enroll people into your programs. You can have offers for business owners. Think about all the wives whose husbands work all the time. What do they need? They probably need a VA. They probably need systems. That can be your offer. A gift, a gift for your husband, or a gift for your wife, or a gift for your girlfriend. Guys, if you're dating business owners, if your wife is a business owner, what does she complain about all the time? Get her what she needs. This is the perfect time to do that. But if you're that business owner and you know that you need those people need those things, then you should be offering them. So offer them gifts, and that's the promotion you put out, because people won't be thinking like that. They won't be thinking like that. They won't be thinking like, oh, let me buy her a VA. Let me buy her, she's always complaining about spending all this time in Canva. Let me buy her a graphic designer. If you're a graphic designer, how about having that offer for the wife or the husband, or the boyfriend, the brother, the sister, whoever, to come and partake in this graphic design gift for your business, right? Other services, video. Mm. How about a video package gift if you're a videographer or you're a media business? How about that? How about if you're a home health care company, offering a gift of a home health care package, or offering a gift of service for a day, or holiday services, right? When people want to go shop, maybe just having people sign up for a holiday service so that they can get away from their loved one, right? Um, if you're a I want to say financial services, but you guys are pretty good. You don't need to offer anything. You need to offer, listen, stop spending all your money on this holiday, and invest it, right? So that I do see that a lot. That could be an offer to get into your program around that time. um to get into your program, to learn how not to spend all this money and what you can invest this money in so that it could grow, for sure. Credit people, get your credit right so that you won't be worrying about how am I going to pay the bills. It's time to talk about that now, because people spend all their money. And then come January, they're like, oh my God, I gotta pay my bills. So just thinking about these things right now, getting them ready and getting them ready to go. So just to recap, and if you guys have any questions, definitely drop them in the chat. Um, I do not know what's going on over here on LinkedIn, because I'm going live on Ecamm. So I am live using Ecamm, and so I didn't figure out how to put the comments up and all that stuff. So if you dropped comments, I will respond after. Sorry. All right. And so the last thing I want to do is just talk about, please make sure that you are being reactive. So today's tip is, I mean, not being reactive. So today's tip is to just make sure that you are prioritizing what's urgent in your business and taking care of that. And that you're ready for Black Friday. So you want to do a systems audit your systems, look at your systems. What do you need in place for this season coming up? Make sure you have your terms, your conditions, your policies, your refund policies all of those things listed on your sites so that people can refer to. Make sure that you conduct a stress test, meaning you can go get software like WebLoad and have them inject traffic to your site after it's up to make sure there are no failures, there are no crashes. Make sure you have your inventory ready to go so that you do not run out. Make sure you talk to your vendors and your manufacturers to make sure that they'll be ready, that they have everything they need right now to be able to support you and it won't run out and you won't be telling people, oh, you have to wait till January. Make sure your customer support is in place. I gave you a tip on how to do it if you're a solopreneur. If you have the budget, hire a VA right now to manage your customer support and your back end. Um, and then you also need to figure out, am I going to offer refunds or not? So making sure that you have that in place, making sure your payment processor is up to date, and that you have a good reputation with them so it doesn't look suspicious when you have all this traffic coming in. If you don't have a payment processor open, you need to open it now so that it doesn't look suspicious. Make sure you have security, a backup plan for your business, your systems. If you have software, making sure that what's their policy, what's their practices, making sure you're thinking, what happens if this software I'm using goes down? What are you going to do then? Um, and then making sure that you have your offers together and that you're thinking about launching. So next week we'll talk about how to launch with the proper systems um, for Black Friday. Next Wednesday when I go live. So I'm back, guys. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, like I used to. So you guys can catch me here every Wednesday at 10. And I really don't have any offers for you because this is just my introductory. But you can always tap in to sign up to get your systems together because everyone has a system situation. They just don't know what it is. I know what your system situation is. You may not. So I will drop the links. If anyone has any questions, definitely drop them. If I don't see them, you know me, I am going to peace out. um, and again, thank you guys for rocking with me. I see all of you guys over here on Instagram. I miss you guys too. But I'm back. Your girl is back. So I'll be live every Wednesday. I will be sharing my screen and showing different things as we get into this and get evolved. So those of you who are watching me on LinkedIn, I'm also on YouTube and oh, I forgot to pull up YouTube. I'm also on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So those you'll be able to see them. But next week we'll just be talking. I won't share my screen. But after that, who knows? Because I'm Jen and I like to teach. So all right. All right. I don't see any questions. So if I don't see any questions in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. I'm out. See you guys. Thanks for rocking with me.